Wow. Canelo Alvarez fans desperately trying to blame Floyd Mayweather for Canelo Alvarez's actions and the Yieldrum maneuver. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. Let's kick it off right. Now, there's a lot of people who are desperately trying to blame Floyd Mayweather for the actions of Canelo Alvarez. And I'm going to explore that in this video. They're not the same. They're two different people. They're doing two different things with two different careers. But yet and still, Canelo man fans are desperately trying to connect the dots some kind of way and pin the tail on the donkey. So I want to talk about that in this video. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Now, in case you live under a rock or haven't been watching my channel, the WBC said that Canelo versus Yieldrum should be the next order of business, as they requested, they being Canelo's team, requested, I made a video about it, but they requested to fight Yieldrum. You see it on screen. There was a WBC interview with The Athletic, and it says Canelo Alvarez wasn't ordered to fight Avni Yildirim. He requested. So Canelo has been receiving an immense amount, and I repeat, an immense amount of backlash from fans because of the opponent selection and the perpetual choice to cherry pick and go after certain targets, you know, namely with guys that the boxing world at large feels have no chance to beat Canelo, or a good name on the back half of their career, like older, or some type of stipulations. And sometimes it's a culmination of these various things, like an older 40-plus-year-old fighter, plus there's weight stipulations and unfair judging and stuff like that. So people have had it and they're upset that Canelo keeps having these advantages and they want to see Canelo test himself. So I've already told you guys I'm off the WBC and Canelo Alvarez until they start doing what's right. It's very flagrant. It's very in your face. And, you know, that's just what it is. So Canelo, if DAZN approves it, he can enjoy this fight with Avni Yildirim. Don't look to Boxingego to help promote or build that fight. You know, I'm going to do like him. If he's going to cherry pick, then I'm a cherry pick. If there's a piece of information that comes out that's I feel like talking about, then I will. But other than that, I'm not. If this fight gets announced, if DAZN makes this fight, don't look for me to do it. So you can call it a boycott, whatever you want. But I'm tired of the gamesmanship. Now, Canelo Alvarez, he's looking bad in these streets. And I didn't realize that it was getting so bad. Fans just seem like they have had it with Canelo's management, the way he's being managed, the way his career is looking. I even have guys in the comment section saying, man, I'm a diehard Canelo fan, but even I have to admit that this is hard to co-sign. You know, this is hard for me to get behind. I like Canelo a lot, but I can't co-sign these picks. And he's always going after certain guys instead of the guys like Charlo and Andrade and Beterbiev and David Benavidez, etc., that we want to see him fight. So even I, as a Canelo fan, you know, people have told me I can't support this. I can't support this behavior and this cherry picking, right? But you do have a marginal amount of people who are riding with Canelo. Some of them are racist, but the casuals and the man fans that are riding with Canelo through thick and thin, it's like he can do no wrong. And some people are trying to draw comparisons. Look at the names, faces, and profile pics of the people doing the most hating, as I always say. And they're trying to draw parallels and comparisons between Floyd easy work. I ain't gotta say it. Like I said before, Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez. But these are two different people with two different careers, two different ages. What are we really comparing? And I did this video. This was all see, this is why new media is so pertinent to the game, because people want to be just like me. They want to be just like new media. And I'm spitting facts. This is an actual article where the WBC press, Mauricio Suleiman, was interviewed. This is not just me running off and, throwing out made up quotes. This is direct quotes. I pulled direct quotes. But the Canelo man fans can't handle it. They know Canelo looks bad. So it's like damage control city. They have no choice but to try to, find some kind of way out or justification. When in doubt, bring up an African-American fighter and blame him for the actions of somebody totally separate. And that seems to be the go-to strategy with a lot of people, including Canelo Alvarez fans, right? So I pulled up a comment from my video, and Canelo, so the whole video is about Canelo fighting Avni Yildirim, who no one wants to see him fight. The fight has been met with backlash for, obvious reasons. David Benavidez had this belt not once, but twice. Twice he had this belt, and we never heard Canelo Alvarez utter David Benavidez's name. In addition to that, even worse, Canelo and his team have frequently stated they don't want to even fight a Mexican fighter. He says, and I'm going to paraphrase, they don't want to fight a fighter with that represents the same flag. Okay, so does a Mexican American like David Benavidez count? Because there's this thing in Hispanic culture where sometimes a person is claimed as Mexican and sometimes they're not, right? Where I was in Texas and Blue Blood had asked Eric Morales, if Mikey Garcia beats Errol Spence, will he go down as one of the greatest Mexican fighters of all time? Eric Morales said no, because he's not, truly Mexican. And then we later, the media had a media scrum with Robert Garcia's son, Pita, and he explained that his brother, his uncle, Mikey, is not. Eric Morales said that because Mikey is Mexican American, so they're not considering people who hail from Mexico. He was basically saying on tape, the video is still on my channel, so you guys could check that video out if you want. But he's basically saying since Mikey wasn't born in Mexico, they're not really considering him actually, authentic, pure Mexico raised like Marco Antonio Barrera or Juan Manuel Marquez or Julio Cesar Chavez, someone who actually hails from Mexico, right? So why, if Canelo's standpoint is he doesn't want to fight a Mexican person, then what about Mexican American like David Benavidez? But needless to say, it doesn't matter, because when David Benavidez had the belt, Canelo said he never mentioned David Benavidez's name. Now, when it's a vacant belt, you want to fight a non-champion, someone who failed every time they stepped up, doesn't have a good resume, but every time they stepped up, they failed, and they failed big, and that's who you want to fight. So, for obvious reasons, it's a bad look. But people want to compare, and I might make this video multiple parts because I got a lot to say on it. But you see this Calvin Lagana or whatever, it says Mayweather did it all the time, right? Tiffany says it's a damn shame. And then he put another comment. Mayweather did it more than anyone. Bro, what does Mayweather have to do with the career of Canelo Alvarez? See, a lot of boxing fans and Canelo man fans, they want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to throw this on Mayweather as if all the decision making on behalf of Canelo's career is indicative of something that Floyd did. But in reality, Floyd didn't do these things. Floyd Mayweather actually fought guys coming off their best wins, and I could pull that up. Canelo hasn't. Canelo has had more catch weights at 155, 164.5. He's had more rehydration clauses. Floyd hasn't done this in every fight, in all of his big fights. You could do the history and look it up. Pacquiao, there was no catch weight, so that was just a solid win. There's no one that could really honestly say that Pacquiao, not no watch the fight in slow motion people, but real people who are respectful to boxing and the sweet science culture. There's no one that honestly thinks Pacquiao won that fight. So that's a clean win. Cotto, he came to 154. That's a clean victory. So he's not doing the same things as Floyd Mayweather. I don't know where man fans are even getting this behavior, and you can't have your cake and eat it too. Every time Canelo is asked about Floyd Mayweather, he generally has nothing well to say about Floyd Mayweather. For example, some people were saying Floyd fought Mexican style in the Conor McGregor fight. You see Bleacher Report. Canelo Alvarez says Floyd Mayweather didn't fight, quote, like a Mexican versus Conor McGregor. So when people were saying that Conor McGregor, the performance from Floyd, because he was more in pocket and he fought more come forward, Canelo was quick to denounce that he didn't fight like a Mexican fighter, right? And this goes on and on. There's also interviews from Canelo's team like this. Eddie Reynoso says Canelo did not learn his defense from Floyd Mayweather. You see what I'm saying? Eddie Reynoso, Canelo did not learn his defense from Floyd. So they don't want to give Floyd credit for, and I know for a fact that Canelo, after his Mayweather loss, he has picked up things from Floyd Mayweather, right? Whatever this says, it says Canelo didn't lose to Mayweather. Yeah, he did. So it looks foolish. It looks foolish to take these standpoints. Again, people they want to be selective in the world of boxing. So Canelo and his team don't give Mayweather credit. When you ask Canelo who his favorite fighters are, he don't say Floyd Mayweather, even though we know he studied Floyd Mayweather. He actually got better after the Floyd ass whooping, right? But he'll tell you his favorite fighters are Julio Cesar Chavez, Oscar De La Hoya, guys like Muhammad Ali. He never says anything about Floyd. But somehow, some way, the Canelo fans desperately try to connect the behavior of Canelo to that of Floyd Mayweather. But again, I'm going to make this video multiple parts because I have a lot of material and a lot of things to say, and I'm not going to make this one too lengthy. But it just looks bad because really, if you look at it, Floyd Mayweather didn't do what Canelo's doing. Like, we could look at Floyd's schedule. Floyd was fighting the best and guys coming off of the best wins. He's from a different era. Canelo is clearly cherry picking. Avni Yildirim, like, come on, let's look at this. Avni Yildirim, right? This is a guy who average amount of knockouts, 52%. He's been stopped before by Chris Eubank in 3 rounds. He doesn't have a big brand. So there's no reason, like when Floyd fighting Berto, he had just beaten Pacquiao that same year. So I don't have a problem with that. You fight Pacquiao, the guy that was supposed to beat you for the last 5-6 years, and then you fight Berto. But Berto's still in the division, a known name. Berto's still faster, strong, and bigger than Floyd. And Floyd made the fight look easy. Avni Yildirim has no impressive marks on his whole resume in a positive note. He's not a name like Berto. Even hardcore fans are struggling to even know who he is. And he's coming off of a direct loss. Andre Berto wasn't coming off a direct loss. He had beaten Jose Cito Lopez and stuff, right? So what are we talking about? It's not even the same, but yet and still the Canelo man fans, they're trying to make it one and the same. They want to compare it so bad. Look, when Floyd, he was coming off the Jose Cito Lopez, as I mentioned, and he had beat Steve Chambers. So that's the momentum he carried. This Avni Yildirim is coming off of a loss. So it's looking extremely bad. Look for me to cover this aspect, the comparison, the failed comparisons between Floyd and Canelo Alvarez. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know how I did in this first video, and, we'll take it from there. But bad take, ice cold take. Let me know what you guys think. We working.
What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more sports. Get unlimited access to premium content with an ESPN Plus subscription. ESPN Plus offers a variety of content, including specials, behind the scenes, docuseries like Bruce Lee's Be Water, and much more. With an ESPN Plus subscription, you get access to a ton of classic archive fights and replays from boxing and the UFC. Big names like, "Hi, I'm Mike Tyson. Come and watch my fight." Floyd Mayweather, "Easy work. I'm rich." And Manny Pacquiao, "Yes, it's up to my promoter." Just to name a few. If that's not enough, you could get the ESPN bundle, which includes ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. All 3 apps, one low price. You don't want to miss out. Make sure you guys click that link in the description box of all of my videos. Ego, signing off.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.